Okay, here we're gonna find the domain, determine whether it is a function or not. Well, the domain is just the letter x. I have domain and range here. Domain anyway is just the letter x. Domain is x. So I'm gonna look at the x's. So I have -1, -2, -2, and -3. So basically, I'm going to write a set. That is my domain. -1, -2, and -3. And because the -2 is repeated, it is not a function. Not a function. If the x's repeat, it is not a function. All right. So let's look at this graph below. What is the domain and range? Well, I might kind of want to label some points. I kind of put the points on there that were, I think I got a little bit ahead of myself with the answer. But the domain is x. So I'm looking for the point with the furthest x. Notice this point is the furthest left, and this is the point furthest right. That's why I'm looking at this -4, 1, and this 5, -1. But domain is only the x. So the furthest x is -4, and then 5. And now this one here, I'm looking at the y's because this is the highest y, the lowest y. That's why I have these here, and they're in blue. Notice it is a bracket because it does equal those points. So my range, which is the y's, goes from, we could write it like that for the domain, and we have the -3 to 3, which can also be written like that with the y. Now I personally prefer this here because you don't have to worry about your x's and y's, but I don't know which way the test will have. It's either this one or this here for domain. Here is your range. Let's look at one more of these. We want to graph a function that has a range. Basically what this means is we have a negative y that does equal 0, and we have a domain of x that is positive. Well, where is y negative and x positive? Well, that occurs here. So I have to have an x value that is not 0. So I'm going to put an open circle on somewhere. Anywhere on this line is fine. Anywhere on that line is fine. And then I'm going to draw a line up to where it touches the 0 value for y. Then I can extend it on to infinity both this way to the positive x infinity and to the negative y infinity. This is one example of one that has that particular domain and range.